go right down the floor, and they will throw it down. Again, in a super athletic team, likes to speed you up, they're going to get down the court. And as I was saying, we're generally in good spirits right now, so it should be a fun game against Ben Vanderwall, who is D1 athlete for Timothy Christian. So it should be a fun game, kind of get prepared for tomorrow's game against the winner of Montini and Andrew.
Yeah, you mentioned that as well. Montini and Andrew, I believe, will be the next game that you can find. I'll get a clarification on that. But that one, another one to really look out for. That's at 6:30 in this gym, right before the York game. Yeah, I mean those are two teams who Andrew brings a little bit of a different aspect in their approach to this year's Tosh than they have in years past. A lot more height on that team this year, and the Dukes I think played Montini in the first round of the 2019 Tosh.
Yes.
Not known for basketball necessarily, not known as a basketball school, but regardless, Dukes moving on will definitely be a very, very interesting game, whether they play Andrew or Montini. So 10-2, you were right, slowing it down as Providence Catholic needed to do. They do so through a timeout as Bolingbrook off to a 10-2 real early lead.
Yeah, and this just exactly showed, again, the team Bolingbrook is causing, I think, 4 turnovers so far very quickly, 10 points. It's a team that wins and just strives off transition opportunities, and that's a tough finish.
Good finish there.
33 on Moran.
Yeah, Moran, real strong finish. Good take as well. Takes a lot to do against this Bolingbrook defense.
Yeah, it looks like Providence Catholic coming out, and wow.
That 3, I tell you what, and 1-3 would have really kind of set the tone.
Yeah.
As Mackay Cooper will now head to the line. I believe he will be shooting 3.
And then with them running a 2-3, definitely is going to generate, with a couple of passes, a lot of open 3-point looks. So if Bolingbrook can catch fire early, this game, along with them forcing turnovers, can get out of hand very quickly.
Without question, such a talented field in this year's Tosh, and Bolingbrook attributes to much of it. As we have sub-checking in now is Josh Aniceto. And he comes in for Donovan Collins, the junior. Great rebound there from Colin Moran, and back the other way come Providence. Yeah, you're right. This defense just really active. Active is the word. The feet are active. The hands are active.
And one thing, they're just not allowing them. Really, it's, again, super active. Wow.
Tough fadeaway is good. That one from Jimmy Aarons Jr. cuts it to 5.
Yeah, they're going to need a lot of this, a lot of these tough shots. And I'm surprised that was not called a kick ball.
I was about to say the same thing. Near side. Flips the offense. Driving, back out. Now the corner, Mackay Cooper is way short.
And it looks like they're super aggressive on these closeouts, which, forces that air ball, and obviously you see the negatives of that in a foul. And, wow.
Great save there. You're right. Daniel Walker having himself quite a game early.
Wow. Okay.
Really strong take. Can't finish.
Second chance. That's going to stay with Bolingbrook.
Coming in now for the Celtics is number 30, Jimmy O'Brien, as he checks in for Colin Moran. Yeah, you look at this Providence team, pretty relatively older team. Not too many sophomores on it. Certainly not in the game yet. But 11-6. We're now 3:40 away from the end of the first half. I mean, what does Providence need to do to continue to kind of chip away at Bolingbrook?
Again, the main thing is, I think half-court offense, Bolingbrook is not as efficient. Again, you want to get them into more shooting threes, but obviously it's something you say all the time, but limiting turnovers. And I've said this before in the St. Francis game, but especially this Bolingbrook team is so athletic, and they love to push the pace. So if you're really able to kind of get longer, slow the game down, get longer possessions, higher quality looks, is just going to be key for this Providence Catholic team if they want to stay in the game with Bolingbrook. Yeah,
and now the score is only 11-6, but that's coming a long way from 10-2 was what we were at the start. And so we'll see.
But yeah, this Bolingbrook team, this team is fun to watch.
Oh, no question. And the athleticism is just, it's just, like we were saying, it's just raw athleticism. I mean, it's just raw talent, and it's really something. The difference is there's few teams in this tournament that have things you cannot teach. Wow. Deep three off the mark as Aniceto cannot finish.
And another offensive opportunity.
Trying to look inside was Cooper. Tell you what, these 50-50 balls are something that the Raiders are certainly just getting to a lot quicker.
Yeah, there's been a couple of those so far. And interesting what they do again for this inbounds play.
Back up top to Aniceto. Skips it. Great look inside.
Wow,
and have a charge called.
And again, that can be a huge momentum shift. And so far, this, at least in the half court, this Providence defense has been pretty stout. So they would like to keep that up the rest of the game. And we see, with them, it's fouling already. 3 fouls, something they like to keep down a little more. But they've done well so far.
It is still 11-6, a scoring drought for both teams. Providence trying to get something going. Great defense there from Osei Bonsu.
Trying to body up Bonsu is not going to. He's not going to be very successful. He is not going to allow that to happen.
I tell you what, something that separates Bolingbrook from other teams in this field here in the early going is, they do take chances. You saw there when the ball was on the near side at three-pointer. There's just points where you have to take the shot, right? And you fear early in this ball game decision making. Obviously, that shot good from Owen Moran at the line. Oh yeah, it is just Bolingbrook is one of those teams where the competition can hang around and then things can change fairly quickly. But Providence doing a pretty good job, unable to hit the second there was Moran. But Providence doing a good job of kind of maintaining the speed, going pound for pound against this Bolingbrook team. The three-pointer there is off the mark. Walker can't finish. Rebound to Moran and Providence Catholic.
Yeah, that's a shot you like if you're Bolingbrook. It's an open three-pointer. But if you're Providence Catholic, if it's not an open layup, then just like that, it's a one-possession game.
Great take from the senior guard, Owen Moran. Aniceto tried to throw it in to the corner. Back to Walker.
Wow. And
we finally had a kickball foul.
There we go.
Kickball.
They called it.
Violation.
Yeah, Bolingbrook's they're having in their half-court offense. They're having a little trouble.
Yep.
It's the 2-3 zone has done a pretty good job of stopping really penetration again, and props their defense. They've done well so far and really not allowing any easy looks at the rim.
And Langet on the near side. Looking for something. We've seen a lot of skip passes from this Bolingbrook team.
And there's
another one. Oh, skying above with Jaden Dunlap. Beautiful, beautiful jumper there from the senior. Extends the lead to 4.
Wow.
Great block there from Bonsu.
Again, what we just saw there, but on the block there, what I'm seeing Bolingbrook is doing is they're kind of playing like a no-middle scheme, where they're not allowing any drives in the middle, and you're going to funnel it to the big man, Osei Bonsu, and again, he comes up with the block there. And
Bonsu trying to body down low, couldn't finish.
There we go.
Up and in goes Langet.
Again, second-chance points are going to kill you, and Bolingbrook has done an awesome job offensive rebounding.
Just about 40 seconds away from the opening quarter. Looking around is Meeks. The three-pointer on the way.
Way off
the mark. Ooh. Bolingbrook. Back the other way.
They're going to push it.
That three-point no good. Yeah, you talk about offensive rebounds, second-chance points. You're going to mean a lot as we get further and further into this game. A Dunlap, another beautiful jumper. Extends the lead to 6.
His pull-up jumpers definitely patented. I mean, you can tell he's been working on that. That is
Oh, he skies above the rest.
Yeah, I mean, the high release point is just super effective. And another 3 launched by Jack Wajda.
So no chance for a shot to end the quarter, but with that being said, the score is 17-11. The Raiders lead the Celtics after 1. We'll be right back with the 47th annual Jack Tosh Holiday Classic on YSN. So it'll be Providence ball coming back in. Owen Moran to inbound Jimmy Arentz Jr. Yeah, Bolingbrook definitely very effective defensively after a quarter.
Wow.
Great hands there from Hunter Rachich.
Yeah,
Goes up and in.
Finds a mismatch, gives us the ball in the post, and that's an easy basket.
The senior, strong at the rim. Are we going to say it's Racek or Race?
I don't know. There's not like a
we need
thing on like the C, so it might be Racek.
Yeah.
I don't know. We could just go by maybe Hunter.
Providence trying to supply an answer, trailing 19-11. That three way long.
And these last couple of possessions, going back to the first quarter, they've been really just kind of taking quick threes. They're not really, they're going through the motion of their offense. They're just quick shots, and obviously, again, alpha miss shot in transition, Bolingbrook is going to burn you.
So now trailing by 10. Your first quarter takeaways? What do you like? What do you not like so far?
I mean, again, Bolingbrook, their half-court offense has been a little meh. Their transition, again, they probably missed like 3 or 4 open layups, but their offensive rebounding has been great. They forced a ton of turnovers. So, and really, as long as you have those two things going for them, they're going to win this game. But Providence Catholic, their 2-3 has caused problems in the half-court offense, and if they can really just improve their shot selection and limit their turnovers, they can get this to a close game.
It's Providence now on the offensive side of things. Inside, that take no good. Colin Moran was maybe threw up a little bit of a prayer on the far side. Dunlap has had a pretty good start to the ball game. Jaden Dunlap up and in.
Yeah, he's already got 10 points on the game, and he has just been super impressive so far, whether it be his pull-up jump shooting or just attacking the rim with it, just a super talented finish.
That shot no good.
I think it was a pass.
It
was, they've been an extremely sloppy start of the second quarter, which is just not the start you want.
Yeah, it doesn't help against a team like Bolingbrook
that can score points in a hurry. And we see 22 Donovan Younger coming in for their first time game. Is going to be their third center in the rotation.
Yeah, Jane Dunlap has had a very impressive start, but so has that man.
Oh,
yeah, that was
wow.
That was.
But
yeah, I mean the duo of Jaden Dunlap and Daniel Walker is pretty effective. But you mentioned it. it's when Bolingbrook is kind of slowed down and forced to run their offense. It's more of their physicality on second chance points that has gotten them to where they are.
That's truly, like, you look at their half-court shooting percentage, it hasn't been good. But when you're getting offensive rebounding on probably more than half of your possessions and a block shot, and look who it is.
Who else but Walker? Back the other way, looking. Far side, three-pointer on the way is off the mark, no good.
Another offensive rebound, and you got both big men in the game now, Younger, and Hunter.
Younger and Rasick pretty effective. Aarons Jr. from the corner, threes off the mark, no good. Yeah, not great shots being taken by Providence at all.
Yeah, it looks like they're trying to match Bolingbrook's tempo by taking quick jumpers, but because a lot of these are really just kind of a bad turnover, getting the ball flying to the stands. But again, a lot of these just being like contested jumpers. These are just not the shots you want. They need to run their offense. They need to generate better looks. But obviously, Bolingbrook's defense has been doing a good job of really preventing any open looks for Celtics.
Providence forced to slow things down and run the offense. Ooh. Good move there. Caught a little high, forced the pass. Sean take inside the end. One finish from Sean Meeks. Drew it beautifully. You know, that's one of the other things that you kind of see. There's a difference between guys who go up and with the intent of drawing fouls compared to guys who go up with the intent of making the basket and end up drawing the foul.
Yeah, and that was again moving the ball, and you get an and one opportunity here. And Meeks does not convert it, but it's a 10-point game, and hey, you get to stop here, and you get the single digits.
Back the other way, looking inside. Younger throws it down, the two-hand slam.
Wow.
Great vision there from the guard to get it into Younger.
The 6'6" Donovan Younger is going to be one of the tallest players in the tourney, and he is showing that right there with a slam. And another bad turnover from the Celtics.
Seto inbounds to Cooper, and the Raiders will slow things down again.
Traveling violation there from Josh Aniceto.
So both teams with 3 fouls as we hit the halfway mark through the second quarter.
Yeah, it's been a pretty quick game.
It has.
I mean, it's already 4 minutes. It's feel like a breeze.
This is Seth Chaney, his first action of the evening. Trying to make something happen with
just pounding him. And again, this just ball pressure is just disrupting anything. And I mean, just and in transition. If I wanted one Bolingbrook possession to just summarize the team there, that would be it right there.
They extend the lead. It's now 27-13. Just over 3 minutes left in the half. Is inside. Another great block coming from Osei Bonsu.
Wow.
So this might have been the Bolingbrook team we expected.
Yeah.
As Daniel Walker now has 5 points. It feels like 100.
Yeah, I mean, he's just been everywhere. And then when you're trying to challenge a 6'6" and a 6'9" guy, it's going to be tough.
Yeah, their defense just so effective as Chaney the three, no good. The back comes on Aceto and the Raiders.
Wow,
great take. What a finish.
The inside hand finish there. Again, already a 31-13, and it feels like they just scored maybe 10 points in maybe a minute and a half there.
Yeah, this game changed pretty quickly.
You thought there was a chance, you know, with it being a 10-point game and another one, and wow. Again, this team, when they're on the fast break, there's a reason they're ranked number 8 in the state.
Yeah, so we've got a minute, we got 90 seconds to talk about this. Bolingbrook really changed things pretty quickly. And we see the athleticism on hand, especially with a guy like Younger. But also the vision of these guards is something that's proven real effective here early.
Yeah, again, the ball moves faster than the player. Once you get the board, you're just immediately pushing it up. And when you're forcing turnovers, forcing missed shots, it's just so tough. And essentially, you got and one thing I think is it'd be really interesting to track is Bolingbrook they're gonna tire you out. I mean, you got back to back games. You got to play this extremely high, fast tempo, high paced team, and that's what they succeed on. And since Providence Catholic they've still been, again, bad shots, a ton of turnovers. Bolingbrook is making you pay, and we see that in the scoreboard.
And so if you're Providence now, how important is it that you end the half on a high note?
You just need, again, maybe it's like even though you're down 18, you still need to play at a slow pace, because if you try to match their tempo, it's just not going to work. So again, try to create some open looks, but it's just so tough with this Bolingbrook defense.
Yeah, this defense, we talked about it, quick hands and very quick feet. And they've definitely hurt the Bolingbrook offense here in the first half. This three on the way, off the mark, no good. Rebound by Walker. Looking, gives now to Cooper. Cooper hesitates, now back into Walker, great look.
Yeah, I mean, their passing has just been awesome. There's just very little selfishness on this team. And again, that is key.
Good move there from Aarons Jr. Looks.
There you go.
See, that's a good example of what we were talking about.
Wow.
Great take, gets it to fall.
Oh my God.
Owen Moran on the basket.
Moran has had some nice takes today. Hopefully that can be a little momentum shift for the rest of this first half. And another offensive rebound. And
yeah, it's going to be really hard to keep up with Michael Osei-Bonsu.
Yeah, I would assume their offensive rebounding rate is something like 60-70%.
Now he's only got 2 points in the game, but his rebounding has been crucial.
Yeah, his defense, he's been blocking shots, getting into driving lanes, and it's just so disruptive. And you have, whenever someone penetrates, you have multiple guys just ready to help.
Three ball on the way, off the mark, no good. The Providence from three-point land today has not been fantastic. Back inside Obonsu. Back the other way comes Providence Catholic. It also seems like, Providence doesn't necessarily have the speed to get out quick in transition.
Yeah.
The three there is strong and good. Owen Moran from range with love.
Yeah, and he's been doing everything he can offensively so far, scoring 10 out of his team's 18 points.
5 seconds left in the half. Walker flips court. Last touched by number 30. It was Jimmy O'Brien, and now the three from Cooper to end the half, off the mark, no good. And that will do it. 35-18 after half number one. Couple first half takeaways?
Again, as I said at the beginning of the game, it's going to be Bolingbrook. They're athletic, they're going to play at a fast pace, and that's exactly what we've seen. Their half-court offense, again, has been mediocre, but their transition game has just stole the show.
And the leading scorer right now is I believe Daniel Walker with 7. As we take a look now, and we will see you in 9 minutes and 40 seconds for half number 2. We'll be right back with the Jack Tosh Holiday Classic on YSN. And we are back with Providence and Bolingbrook. Bolingbrook, I'll tell you what, Gannon, talk about jump into conclusions. At first, you know, it was a little bit of an underwhelming start, but boy, did they get things going quickly.
Yeah. Hey, and I think one thing Providence, their 2-3 has done a pretty good job. But it's just when you are consistently, again, turnovers, poor shots, and even in their half-court sets, Bolingbrook has consistently found guys open in the paint, and that's just easy layups.
There's Michael Osei-Bonsu on the basket. The Raiders now lead 37-18. Yeah, I mean, you know, you got to chip in the lead. You got to have some valuable possessions here to start the half. So crucial.
Yeah, and I think you need someone to step up other than Moran because he has 10 or 18 points, and no one else has more than 4.
Skip pass to the corner. Shot hit the top of the basket. We'll be going back the other way. Yeah, I mean, it's a matter of, you know, high percentage shots, slowing it down, like you said, offensively, and really just taking the time to, you know, have a valuable possession. Because the one thing that we've seen is that, you know, Bolingbrook is probably going to out-hustle you. They just have athletes. Inside of Michael Osei-Bonsu, and I tell you what, he's coming into his own. 6 points. He's got the first 4 of the half.
Yeah, and again, both those buckets just the zone collapsing and one often another offensive rebound. So again, some of that, again, Providence isn't very big. They're not as athletic as Bolingbrook, and you know Bolingbrook's intensity is consistently at 100 at all times.
This one taken away by Walker. The one-hand slam.
He throws it down
from Daniel Walker. He's now got 9.
That's probably his 3rd or 4th steal in the game now. And even up 23.
Oh, this one now taken away by Cooper. He goes up with the left hand, no good. Rebound by Walker. He's got it.
I feel like they've missed like 5 open layups, but it doesn't even matter just because they'll just get the ball.
That's really what it feels like. And they, in relation to a few of the games this afternoon, they have a quick 43 points.
Yeah. And it's probably a large amount of just created by their defense.
Oh, yeah, we talked about it. They jump out in transition, and I mean, I don't know how it feels to be a Celtic on the bench, but I mean, it feels like the world's ending. Yeah. It's got to feel that way. They just jump out in transition so quickly, and the speed.
It feels like there's just nothing you can do. It's just
the speed is just so crucial. Errants.
That's a good possession. I mean, that was a really good no-look pass to a mid-range jumper, and then they missed, and then offensive rebound transition. It's
Donovan Collins on the bucket.
I feel like I'm repeating myself, but you just see the same exact things happening.
Yeah, there's not much
to
say. I feel like we've watched the same play about 15 times here to start the half. Not a great start for Providence. Period. I was going to say offensively, defensively, it's everything. What do you? I feel like I've asked you this 15 times. What do you have to do? I mean,
again, the goal is okay. I want to slow the game. If you're your coach, what you're trying to tell your players is it's just tough because you want to slow the game down. But it's not only do they again force turnovers, but you just can't get anything done against their defense because all guys have a motor of 100, and they will speed you up. They're gonna get consistent ball pressure, and it doesn't seem like even if I don't know how many sets they've tried to run, but I'm sure the ones they've tried has just been unsuccessful.
Yeah, it just hasn't been. You know, I think for us sitting here, it kind of feels like a typical first round game up to this point. Now, with that being said, there's a lot of time left.
Oh yeah.
But this full court press.
But yeah, then they're bringing
effective
this
as
out.
ever. But yeah, they have had some pretty good looks offensively the past few.
Yeah.
Good look inside.
That's a good pass. That's again. I mean,
that's Owen Moran on the finish.
That's just a super tough finish. But again, the last couple offense possessions have led to either that made shot or some open looks. Here you go.
Travel called there on Walker.
And it's also just, especially when they run their two big lineups, it's just that much more difficult to score, especially in the paint, where you have two trees towering over you whenever you try to drive.
Slowing things down now are the Celtics, in part because of the Bolingbrook defense. Hello. Younger to inbound the ball to Aniceto. I always get so uncomfortable when they're standing right here and we're talking about it. I feel it's like gossip.
Exactly.
Schoolyard
it's like
gossip.
you don't really want to like talk and talk. It's like, especially about that player. You're standing right there and you're like, well, he's been this, that.
Oh, say
And
Bonsu strong.
He's just so much bigger than everyone.
Yeah, they're just, yeah, there's nothing you can do about it.
It's just he get bigger, and then probably the fourth or fifth time they've generated a easy look because you kind of break down their zone. You get, oh wow, you almost number 4 Sean Meeks almost slammed that down. But one of the key things in a 2-3 is if you're able to kind of find the soft spots. And
Younger trying to get the tip and can't do it. Osei Bonsu.
I mean,
draws the foul. You can't. Yeah.
Yeah, it's just you play solid defense, but the rebounding is just gonna kill you.
The thing is that makes us feel like it might be a pretty quick half is the fact that Providence does only have 2 timeouts left.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, Bolingbrook has 5.
And especially the fact that there's been very little fouls. Like very little. Not a lot of trips to the line. Especially it just made this game just feel super quick as it has been.
Lamberson checks in the ball game for Cooper.
Wow. And that did not touch anything. But I think you're fine when you're up 26. Those things can happen.
I'll say Bonsu and Brost shared a little laugh there. Yeah. Hit something maybe? Yeah, this Bolingbrook team just so quick. Their defense so strong. I mean, it will be interesting to see how they fare against other teams in this field. Is that basket by Moran good?
And their offense has looked a little better, right? Their offense has, it's just, again, just turnovers are a huge thing. And then when your defense just can't stop their offense.
Younger, the jumper, is good and strong. Everybody loves a big man who can shoot.
Oh, yeah. Especially when, 6'9", extremely long wingspan, you also can't just leave him open. It just makes it just so much tougher.
Driving inside now and looking for something was Meeks. He goes up, no good. But he draws the foul. This one will come against Dalen Lamberson. I
mean, they've been being aggressive. They have not been settling for jumpers. And I believe all their points have come from inside the paint so far.
3:05 left to go in the opening quarter of the second half. Yeah, I mean, not too much to say. Things going mostly Bolingbrook's way. And with that being said, we will take a quick break ourselves. The score 50-24 in favor of the Bolingbrook Raiders. We'll be right back. So continuing on with the third quarter. That is Sean Meeks at the line, converting the first of 2. Yeah, they're just, yeah, I think if 50-26, you know, a lot of time.
Yep. Yeah, it's just Meeks, Meeks and Morin. I mean, combined 22 out of their 26 points, and wow, and Meeks comes up with a block. They've been doing a good job offensively. It's just not a lot of other guys have stepped up, and Meeks again.
Good block there from Rasick. Back the other way comes Bolingbrook.
Wow.
Be a jump ball going back to the Celtics.
And a couple nice defensive possessions, getting a block and then a jump ball. Just gonna go the other way.
That was cool.
Yeah, he just, wow.
Up and in goes Josh Aniceto, the sophomore.
Yeah, I mean, he plays a lot bigger than he is. I mean, he just completely just took that away. And he's had a couple just super nice finishes. I mean, I wonder, you know, if he grows a couple inches as a senior. Better watch out.
Yeah, this is the scary thing is the fact that he is only a sophomore. But he's had a pretty solid 5 points here for the Raiders. Meeks looking around, gives. Down low to the near side, that 3 off the mark, no good. Rebound goes to Donovan Collins and the Raiders. Back the other way. Corner 3. Off the mark, no good.
Over the back.
Yeah, I was gonna say. Sometimes it's close when you're dealing with a height difference like the one there, but that was as blatant as ever.
Yeah, I mean, you think the tallest guy in the court right now is it's Jimmy O'Brien, who is 6'2", and you compare that to the 6'9" frame of Donovan Younger. I mean, just the size difference is just huge.
Another corner 3. That one off the mark. That was Jack Wada again. That 3 no good either. It was Kevin Ruddy.
Yeah, they've been pretty cold from beyond the arc.
They have.
And if they wanted to stick in this game, if they were able to get hot at some point, but they've just have not been able to convert on those threes.
Aarons Jr. back the other way, leading the Celtics. Looks, gives it across. Driving in, and a strong finish there from Jack Wada. This jumper on the way and good.
Pure.
Yeah, that's what Bolingbrook has done well since the get-go is taking high percentage shots, and obviously that's pretty easy to do when you're on a fast break. Feels like you're shooting a layup every time. That one no good. Rebound by Younger up to Aniceto. This one will stick with the Raiders. Checking in now is number 42, Raheem Bolden, as well as MJ Langett for the Raiders, and for the Celtics, number 1, Colin Moran. 3-pointer on the way. Tell you what, actually looked good.
Yeah, I mean, he's 15 Lamberson. He's got a pretty jumper.
30 seconds to go for Providence. Slowing things down are the Celtics. Looking around, fires. Aarons Jr. hits the 3.
There we go.
Tell you what, out of all 3s they shot, feels like it was about time.
Yeah. And these last like 3-4 minutes, they've done a pretty good job. But it's when you play pretty well for only just a small percentage of the time compared to other 20 minutes, is just not going to be enough.
Bolin will head to the line. 3.5 seconds to go in the third quarter. And then rims in and out. Coming up after this one will be Montini and Andrew right here in the Campbell Gym. It'll be interesting to see what the score of that Naperville North Leo game is.
Yeah.
That went a little high. So at the end of 3, it is 56-31. It's been all Bolingbrook Raiders. We'll be right back after this. As we check back in from the Campbell Gym here at York High School in the Jack Tosh Holiday Classic for the final quarter of the matchup between the Bolingbrook Raiders and the Providence Catholic Celtics, it's been pretty much all Raiders.
Yeah, and it looks like they've all their players currently in right now, all on the bench. So just got on the point, and wow, another block, and we're out in transition again.
I think everyone has about a 42-inch vertical on this team.
Yeah.
I mean, it's unbelievable.
The athleticism is just off the charts, and that's a selling point. That's what you're buying in this Bolingbrook team is just the instant offense from defense, and they're their athleticism.
Trying to look inside to Younger. Fortunately, we don't have. Oh, that up strong, and one finish from MJ Langen. Yeah, I feel terrible because we don't have number 13 here on the roster sheet. This could be this guy's moment of fame, and we're not going to know his name.
Wait, it's 10.
No, I'm saying the
13.
13 up here at the top.
Oh, 13. He's not on the roster.
Yeah. Let's see wonder if he's on this one. (59-31) the score. Just under 7 minutes to go in the closing quarter.
Oh.
Aaron's way off the mark, gets his own rebound, chases it down, looking, gives inside, got Moran.
Now down from a 28-point game to a 26-point game.
And right back.
And even the guys on the bench can come in and just produce. After hitting a tough layup, goes in and just hits a nice little floater.
Aaron's hits another. I mean, you know, Providence actually did turn it on. They just turned it, you know, the definition of too little, too late.
Yeah, exactly. They played well these past kind of 6 minutes, but.
Bolden looks inside. Cut. Fantastic cut and great finish.
And really, one thing I don't think is talked about enough with Bolingbrook is their passing. Whether it just be on transition, immediately giving up, or in the half court. Like, you got really almost every guard forward on this team is looking to pass and just finding these cutters and bigs on the block.
They also play very comfortably. It's one of those things where, you know, they haven't really looked, well, no reason to be. They haven't looked too flustered today. But they also seem very. It's going to be a foul and race. Like, oh my!
Wow. Just
that.
Ooh. Yeah.
Jimmy O'Brien disappeared for a second. That was a weird angle to watch that from.
Yeah, that was.
Just under 5.5 to go in the fourth quarter, 63-37.
Good ball movement from Providence Catholic. A good shot off its rebound.
That three no good. Yeah, the three-point percentage after today is something we can probably just forget about if you're if you're Kyle Murphy and company.
Yeah, they've gotten good looks. It's just haven't been able to convert them.
Tough pass due to a tough angle there.
Yeah, I like the idea, but
yeah,
just didn't go through.
A reminder, coming up after this, we have Montini and Andrew. The winner of that will play the host of the tournament, the York Dukes, and York playing Timothy Christian this afternoon. As that finished there by Moran. The Dukes close out the night against Timothy Christian. We're supposed to face Solario. Unfortunately, they had to pull out of the tournament due to COVID protocol. As that finished good by Rasic.
Yeah, it's just a shame because I know Riverside Brookfield also a super talented team, top 20 in the state had to pull out. It's just sucks for some of these teams. Again, Jack Tosh probably other than the state tournament is be the biggest tournament you're gonna play in, and you know, but so York, yeah, they'll get a free win, and if they do end up beating the winner of Montino Andrew, you know, they're gonna come up against this Bolingbrook team, and it will definitely be a tough one if they do.
Yeah, no question. You know, three there. We needed one of those.
Yeah, it's about time they hit a three-pointer.
Three strong and good from Seth Cheney. But yeah, I mean, you know, it's one of those things. You know, kind of any team in this tournament is going to be hard to beat, but Bolingbrook especially. And I mean, they showed it because they were off to a really, really slow start and turned around quickly and got it going, like we were saying at the beginning of the half. And they've continued to do it here. And the nice thing about, you know, Bolingbrook is that the scoring is among numerous players. And you know, we take a look here at Providence, and you know, it's pretty much only been Owen Moran, the leading scorer for the Celtics with 16, and you know, you got Colin Moran who's had 6 here as of late, but not just there has not been you know, that nice distribution that you see scoring wise on the Providence side of things, but Bolingbrook really showing what that can do.
I agree. I mean, we've been saying at start of game was Jaden Dunlap. We've been talking about Daniel Walker, Michael Banzu, Josh Anacito. Again, these guys just able to make plays, and as well the St. Francis game, having a ton of guys that can create their own shots and create for others is just huge, because if offense ever really becomes stagnant facing tough defense, giving the ball to a guy and just saying create, and you see that even though it was missed, that was a great separation on the pull-up jumper, and that's what makes them so dangerous. And
Bolingbrook here is really showcasing their depth. I mean, this team, you know, starters actually headed out relatively early. I think, you know, it was with about, they might not even play the last quarter. But the game really hasn't slowed down, and you know, the Raiders still kind of maintain control of this one with 3 minutes to go now in the ball game.
Yeah.
Checking in now for the Celtics will be Noah Billows.
And I think one of the main things that makes this Bolingbrook team so tough is that it's not really something you can prepare for. I mean, it's for like kind of high intensity, fast break offenses. That's not something you can kind of practice against.
Yeah,
it's something you just kind of gotta hope. Okay, because limiting turnovers is something is really not something you can tell your team to do. It's kind of, again, playing like just a super high intensity team is just so tough to beat and makes them dangerous enough to take down anyone in this tournament.
That travel called there results in things going the other way. But yeah, no. If you're Providence, I mean, they did, to their credit, they did get it going in the second half. So this is one of those teams that in the consolation bracket, certainly one that will be interesting to see how they fare against other teams there. But Seth Cheney, meanwhile, has woken up.
We might see him get some more playing time in the next game. And they're not they're not as bad as a shooting team as was displayed in this game.
Yeah. That take there goes up and in. A fantastic take and a good finish.
Another guy. 4.
Yeah, why don't few of these aren't updated. Cheney with the hot hand banks it. He knows it too. Minute and a half to go. 20-point lead for the Raiders of Bolingbrook. That 3 off the mark. Seth Cheney with a quick 12 points.
Yeah, just came out of nowhere.
Let's just give it to 12. Let's just let him sit
him
out
work.
there. Oh, give it to 12. He wants it.
Are we gonna see a little heat check here?
Yeah, seriously. Oh, that's not fun. Yeah, give it to 12. Let him, No, let's forget high percentage shots. Let's go. Come on, 12. Bolden with the rebound, just under a minute to play here in the Campbell gym. Bolden gives. Corner 3 is off the mark, no good.
And I just wonder if you're able to, again, keep Bolingbrook a lot of their possessions in the half court. If you really just kind of completely load up in the paint and force this team to shoot, you can find some success considering they haven't been super effective shooting the ball. But once again, Cheney with a deflection.
Yeah, and one of the things about this Bolingbrook team is obviously they're up by a handful, but they also just have not slowed down at all. I mean, they have kept the pedal to the metal. We see it here. Let's just hit another one. Oh. And they're a physical team. Great finish there.
Yeah, any team that forces turnovers and offensive rebounds super well is never a team you want to come up against. Buzzer beater.
No good. So at the end of this one is 76-51. I mean, yeah, not too much to say. It was all Raiders, beginning, middle, end. And with that being said, we will take you to Montini, Andrew, after this, and then to close the night, it will be York and Timothy Christian in a little crosstown classic for the people. Why not? Why not do it?
Fun exhibition game. I have not played in the season. In the game we did play in the summer league, it was down to the wire, so I expect another close game. It should be fun.
Definitely will be a fun one for not only York and Timothy Christian, but hey, the people of Elmhurst might show up for this one. We got to be careful here.
Yeah.
But with that being said, for Gannon Rice and all of YSN, I'm Gavin Hughes, and we will see you shortly for Montini and Andrew. We appreciate you tuning in. Bolingbrook 76 and the Celtics of Providence Catholic 51. Thanks again, everybody.